My lips are on fire. Ooh.
Welcome to the third episode of the Hot Dems Hot Wings interview with candidate for Tulsa County Commissioner District 2. District 2. Sarah Gray.
Hey y'all. How's it going?
Doing good.
That's right, District 2. We gotta keep 2 blue, right?
Yes. To go with the first hot wing here, it's the smoky bourbon is the flavor.
Alright. So we'll jump right into it. Oh, that's good. I like it.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you were running.
So, I am Sarah Gray. Obviously, I'm a mom. Got 2 kids, 5 and 7. I am a longtime organizer. I do public relations and communications. And one of the things I love most about the work that I do is that I have gained all of these professional skills that are very, very useful to organizing, to helping in movements, helping communities connect with the media. And that's something that it's usually really cost prohibitive to small organizations or to just individuals who are trying to make a big impact. You don't, have money to pay a professional publicist to come in. And so I use my professional background and my skills to help us achieve our goals as organizers. Outside of that, I do what pays me, I guess I should say, is I do federal communications project management. But in the past, I've worked political campaigns from school board all the way up to a presidential race. I stay pretty busy. I'm running for this office for a lot of reasons. One of the big ones is that in my work as an organizer and in doing publicity, I have seen how impactful it can be whenever you have an elected official who's actually really engaged. And I've seen how impactful it is whenever you're able to communicate with the community and inform folks, because once people know about things, a lot of times they'll be happy, number one, to know they're not alone and feeling the way they feel, but also move to action. And so in this seat, it's a huge district. There's 230 some odd thousand people who live in District 2, and we have a lot of power if we can all get moving in the same direction. And so I want to help be a part of that. I think my bottom line is that I've got kids, and I'm never leaving this place. My tribes are here, born and raised here, and I hope that when my kids grow up, they choose to stay here because they want to, because it's somewhere that they want to live. But, we've got to work to make it that place for all of our future generations. I mean, we all want our kids to stay close by.
Right. The second wing here is the Firehouse Cayenne Hot Sauce.
Okay. I like the little Dalmatian on there.
Right.
It's cute.
Oh, that is cute. What does a county commissioner do? And what are some misconceptions about the role of county commissioner?
So, usually when people think about county commission or just the county in general, they think roads and bridges, which is true. We do a ton of work with infrastructure, so that's a huge piece of what we do. County commissioners, the board of county commissioners, is essentially the chief administrators for the county. So we're executing contracts. We have a big role in the budget. What I would like to see our board of county commissioners doing more of, though, is a lot more engagement with the community. There are a lot of things that we cannot change or fix just by signing our names on a line. But we have one of the largest representative districts in the state. Tulsa County is second largest county in the state. So we have a ton of lobbying power. And there are issues like, addressing affordable housing, trying to do something about all these out-of-state hedge funds that are coming in here and buying up every residential property they can get their hands on just to jack the rent prices up through the roof. That's not something that is a partisan issue. And so as a county commissioner, when you represent a third of the whole county, that's something you can get all kinds of folks on board with. And once we all start moving in the same direction, putting pressure on the legislature, which is Republicans and Democrats, which we've got some overlap with both parties' representative districts in Tulsa County, we get everyone moving in the same direction, we can actually get some things done. So the lobbying power is huge. We've got, of course, a ton of county employees. There's the county courthouse, county parks. We've got the center, the juvenile detention center, of course, which is now officially, as of yesterday, is under the administrative authority of the Board of County Commissioners directly. Finally, there's a lot that we do. There's a lot that we do and a lot that we should do. And I think that's one of the biggest pieces of my campaign is doing a lot of education on the doors, because people don't often know what the county does. I'll ask them, like, what's something about the county that you'd like to see changed? What would you like to see us do more of? And usually folks are like, I'll be honest, I don't even know what the county does. And I get it. It's like a black hole of information. We don't live stream anything.
Right.
Make it very difficult to get information about that comes out of public meetings. So, we're doing a ton of education on the doors, which has been great. I think, what we've done so far, there's plenty to be happy about. There's plenty to look at and say, like, we could do a lot better.
So, Raging Inferno Habanero.
Okay. We'll see about that. Okay, this one's good. I put this one on some eggs. Not bad.
So District 2 is the only county commissioner seat out of the 3 that is held by a Democrat. If you were to win, how do you plan on reaching across the aisle and working with the 2 Republicans on the Board of County Commissioners?
Well, we're going to have to work together on everything, This seat, as the only Democratic seat, like, you're outnumbered. What we've seen, at least what I've found in my research and looking at old agendas and votes, there are very seldom votes that are taken where there is any dissension, so any no vote at all. It's almost everything they do is unanimous, which I think is really interesting. So, to me that says, yes, you probably have a good working relationship there, but also, maybe we're not bringing in new ideas or things that are causing us to have more vigorous discussion. So working with folks, I have no problem or no concerns about getting up there and having tough conversations with people. One of the things I enjoy most about my work and also being an organizer is building relationships. How you doing? You doing okay?
Burning up.
But I love building relationships. Like, that is, my favorite part about just being human. And so the same way that we're running this campaign to not be a super partisan thing, we're running based on values. And I think that you sit down with anybody and you don't make it a partisan issue. You just sit and talk about, all right, here's the issue we're trying to solve. Like, tell me which part of, my argument or my proposition here, like, you're not agreeing with or you're not vibing with. Like, let's get to the bottom of where that difference is. And just, to be quite honest, I'm really not worried about having trouble in those conversations, even out on the doors. So say I go to like a split household where there's a Democrat and a Republican. Generally, I'm there to talk to the wife. That's just in my experience. But, the husband or whomever will hang around and we'll all talk together. And by the end of those conversations, the majority of the time I'm leaving and the Republican at the door is saying, you make it to November and I'll vote for you. And it's because we just sit down and talk, and we're not, casting aspersions or like fighting over these like national issues. Like, these are community level things, and I think we're going to find a lot of common ground.
So number 4 is smoked ghost pepper.
Ooh, okay. Let's do this.
I just have one complaint about the wings. It's the fact that they're at the flats.
The flats.
Yeah.
This one honestly might be the most mild out of all of them.
I feel the same way.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe that's just because my taste buds
They're going numb.
are going numb. So number 4 is, what is your least favorite part about running for office?
I'm tired. I'm really tired. Honestly. I'm a single mom. I work. It's summer, so my kids are home. I'm very, very, very grateful that I'm able to keep my kids home with me during the week. Childcare is extremely expensive. If you can find it, if you get in, it's like a mortgage payment. And so I feel very blessed that they're able to stay home with me. But it is tough on them sometimes because they are my +2 everywhere I go. So they're out putting yard signs out with me. They're knocking on doors with me. They're doing lit drops with me. They go to events with me. And so I think that's really the only downside, has been that we're all a little worn out. But otherwise, I love it. If I could stay out knocking on doors all day, every day, I would. That is my absolute favorite part about campaigning. Yesterday I did 130 doors. Today I did about 40. That's because I got a late start, and then I also put out yard signs today. But like a good day of canvassing, like a good Saturday, good Sunday, where I've got the whole day. I'll stay out there for 8-9 hours if I can. I love it. My mom always used to tell me when I was a kid that she was surprised that I never got kidnapped because I never met a stranger. And that is definitely still me today. Like, I love people. I love talking to people. And people will surprise you if they have the opportunity. I've got folks who are we're wearing MAGA gear, who told me they would vote for me in November after sitting and listening to me talk. And I think that's what we need. We're so divided. Yeah. We're so separated. And this is such a great opportunity to get folks to recognize that we're just neighbors. We share a lot of the same values. Once we stop paying attention to all the national stuff as heavily as we do, we're going to find a lot of things that we agree on. So one downside, I need more sleep. But all the miles on my car too, I'm putting a lot of miles on my car. But other than that, it's just good. I love it.
So moving on to number 5. The bomb beyond insanity.
The bomb beyond insanity. All right, let's go. All right, this one's got some more fire to it.
Hold on.
I'll say it's very spicy, but there's not a lot of flavor though. It's just straight spice. It's burning my tongue.
It's burning my throat. Y'all.
That one is burning my tongue.
If you could collaborate with any historical figure to solve the biggest issue facing the Board of County Commissioners, who would it be, and what issue would you tackle together?
That is a good one. Any historical figure. Well, I'll think on that while I think about the issues. So, yeah, my lips are burning. All right, we'll just talk through it. We got this.
Yes.
So the biggest issue, or the issue that I would want to address if I had, the support of an expert historical figure who I'm still thinking about. It would be the juvenile detention center, like hands down. I think that this is a stain on our county. So right now we just hired a new manager, which is a newly created position. Oh, the more I talk, like the wind hurts my lips. Mm-hmm. My personal opinion is that we need to shut down that facility until we have an independent investigation come in and show us where everything went wrong. All right, show us everybody who needs to be fired. Show us all of the places where we allowed harm to come to kids. Because, there's a saying about how you treat the children of your community. Tells you everything that you need to know about a society, and how you treat incarcerated people tells you everything you need to know about society. Well, these are detained children, right? One of the most, if not the most vulnerable group of people in our community. And what we are allowing to happen to them is so foul that if we don't do something about this, can you grab another water? If we don't do something real about this, our future generations are going to look back on us with so much disgust, as they should. I know you're hurting. It's inhumane what's going on there. So a historical figure who could work with us on that, I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Think fast.
I mean, obviously someone who's done a ton of work with, the prison system in the United States. I would want it to be, one of our critical thinkers who has focused on the treatment of incarcerated people, who could help guide us and help us find our moral standing again, because we have totally lost the plot. The fact that we have allowed this to continue as long as we have is just a sign of I think a truly lost government. And we have some responsibility in that as voters, right? So is this on the Board of County Commissioners? Absolutely. Is it on Judge Kevin Gray? Absolutely. Is it on the OJA and all of these different authoritative stakeholders? Yes, 100%. But we have to accept some responsibility as voters too, because we elected these folks and it's our job to hold them accountable. Now, are they making it easy for us to hold them accountable? No. They don't live stream meetings. They don't do town halls. They didn't tell us about this.
Right.
We didn't find out because they came to us humbled, saying, we have messed up. We've messed up bad. We're working to fix it. Here's what's going on. We need the community to come in and help us figure out a solution here because kids are being harmed. That's not what happened. We found out because Oklahoma Appleseed, the legal nonprofit, got word of this and they put a statement out on social media, which I saw and I was like, what the hell is going on? Blew up on social media on my end. And we found out because of some great person who slipped that information to someone who could say something. So we also have to do a lot of work as voters and as community members to recognize that there are systems like our detention center, like our adult jail, and we can't just sit back and assume that everything is great and that people are being taken care of. We have to be really engaged and we have to check in constantly and make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because in this situation, that was not happening. And we allowed, a bunch of elected officials and government agencies to just allow this continued harm to come for years without any of us knowing.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you for the idea, by the way.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I would not be remiss if I did not give you credit for the idea of the Hot Dems, Hot Wings interview.
I'm really glad that you did it, though. I had lots of ideas, and I was hoping that like this would be the one. So just for context, so what he's talking about is a TikTok video that I made because I had been invited to do a debate / forum with the Tulsa County Democratic Party. And so I'm like, yeah, of course. And as I'm preparing for it, man, I wish this could be more fun because I want more young people to watch. I want more people to get engaged. And I'm like, this is not, anything that's going to like blow up on social media had we live streamed it. So I'm like, what could we do? I'm like, a hot sauce tasting contest. We should do a debate while we're all trying to take public transportation from one end of the county to the other. Do a debate while we're cooking a meal together. Like, there are just so many more fun ideas. So you guys like keep doing what you're doing. If you need more debate or interview ideas, like take all of them, please.
Thank you.
Please, yes.
So before we close out, how can people find out how to volunteer for you or donate if they want to, or find your website? And when is the election day?
Yeah, all of the things. Please do all the things. So our website is gray4ok.com. It's GRAYFOROK.com. On there are buttons to request yard signs, to volunteer. You can get in contact with me there. There's, a tab on there to donate. You can see my policy positions. There's always more information that's getting added there. You can see my long form statement from early on in the crisis at the Family Center for Juvenile Justice. And then I also have probably a dozen or more links to news articles that give you like the full background of everything that's been going on since we came to learn about it. So that's really important. Even if you aren't going to vote for me, I hope you still go out and vote on August 27th because we need more people voting. But regardless of any of this, I do hope that you will read some of the news articles about the Family Center for Juvenile Justice, because there are children who are still in there who are plaintiffs on a civil rights violation lawsuit, who are still under the care of adults who are named as defendants. And that is wild, and it's inappropriate, and we should all be disgusted by it, and we should all be paying attention to it, because end of the day, politics aside, elections aside, if we aren't treating our children right, and if we aren't speaking up for detained kids, like, what are we actually doing? So regardless, like, forget everything else. Just get informed about that and start sending some emails to your elected officials, because we have got to get this under control, and it's not happening. No. Sorry, it's very important to me, like, not just even as a mom, but like as a former troubled youth, at-risk youth, as an auntie, as a human being. Like, we each have a responsibility to say something. These are not bad kids. These are kids who have had hard lives and have made bad choices, and nobody deserves what is happening to them in there. And, if you cast them aside because they've allegedly committed a crime, because keep in mind, none of them have been convicted, right? Like, they're in there pending their charges. But I would just ask everyone to think if you would want to be judged by the worst thing that you ever did in your life, especially as a child. I definitely wouldn't want to be. So, we have to put those feelings aside and just keep in mind that these are kids and they're humans, because adults shouldn't be treated the way that these kids are being treated either.
Well, thank you so much. Become a member today of Tulsa Young Democrats. You can go to our Instagram page and go to the link tree, or we'll have the link tree down below in the comments.
In the episode description.
Yes.